This video will be very brief. In the previous two videos, I showed you a couple different methods that you could use to animate your neon sign. One of which was animating the visibility on objects, and the other was by animating the material itself. Now, this neon sign I'm about to show you uses both techniques. Here's what my neon sign looks like if I play it. And if I were to render it out, you'll see that it has glow on it as well. Let's take a look at how it's been animated. So I'm going to scrub through the timeline here. We'll take a look and see. And we'll take a look at the outliner and see what the scene is composed of. So you'll notice that I have here state 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I also have bullseye group and the text group. Text group is this group here. The bullseye group is here. The bullseye itself is not animated. The text bullseye is animated. You'll see that it's actually the material that's animated. And then everything else is animated through visibility. So in the case of state 1, which I currently have selected, you'll see that state 1 is this state. It then goes to state 2, state 3, state 4, and state 5. As I said, this was animated using nothing but visibility. So let's take a look at these individual states and see what they look like. State 1 is animated here, but then state 2 is this one here. I think what I'll do actually is I'm going to select all of these states and turn them on, make them visible so that you can see what they each look like. So here's all 5 states right on top of one another. And if we take a look at them and compare, it's just like traditional animation. You've got state 1, which is like a drawing of this bow and arrow. State 2 switches to this more or less image. State 3, state 4, and finally state 5. These are using nothing more than visibility. I'm going to put them back in their proper placement so they're right on top of one another. And if I scrub in my timeline, it'll engage the visibility again, and this will work. Now the text bullseye was animated differently, and you'll notice that if I select the group, we in fact have no animation on the group whatsoever, nor do we have any animation on the objects in the group. It is the material that has been animated. And to demonstrate that, we'll open up the Hypershade and select its material, which in this case is, looks like it's the green one. So, oh, here it is right here. In fact, you can see, I should have named these materials. I always stress how important naming the objects and materials in your scene is so that you can make better sense of it. I neglected to do that in my Maya scene, but you can see that if I scrub, there's the material itself animated. You can see the tick marks here in the timeline. If I select the material and go to the dope sheet, you'll notice that here are my keys. In fact, if I expand on the Phong material here, you'll see exactly what properties of this material are animated. In this case, it's the incandescence and it's the glow intensity that are animated. Now, within this dope sheet, as I've demonstrated in the previous video, or videos rather, we can move the timing around in the dope sheet. We can adjust it. We can delete keys. We can add keys. You have a lot of flexibility to animate within the dope sheet. So that's my neon sign.